we have some breaking news coming in right now. The Supreme Court has halted the implementation of the Allahabad High Court's ruling to repeal the UP Madrasa Education Act 2004. And also the Supreme Court has served a notice to the UP government and scheduled a hearing for the second week of July. So that is the big update we have right now coming in from the Apex Court. Supreme Court has stayed the Allahabad High Court decision to repeal the UP Madrasa Act. So it's a big relief to about 17 lakh madrasa students in UP, viewers. Supreme Court has paused the court's order, High Court's order. And Justice Jiva Chandrachud, the CJI, has said that the aims and objectives of Madrasa Board are regulatory in nature, and Allahabad High Court prima facie was not right in holding that the establishment of the board violates the principle of secularism. And my colleague Ajay Dubey is joining us live on the broadcast for more. A big, move by the Supreme Court right now, staying the High Court decision, and also brings in a lot of relief to many of the madrasa students, Ajay.
बिल्कुल जिस तरीके से ये फैसला जो भविष्य होगा मदरसा बोर्ड का, उनके बच्चों में पढ़ने वालों का, उसको लेकर तमाम तरीके की चर्चाएं थी। सरकार ने इम्प्लीमेंटेशन को लेकर अलग अलग स्कूलों में एडमिशन को लेकर भी प्लानिंग कर रखी थी, लेकिन अब सुप्रीम कोर्ट की तरफ से जो फैसला सुनाया गया, जिसमें हाई कोर्ट का जो आदेश था उस पर रोक लगा दी गई है। मदरसा एजुकेशन एक्ट 2004, जिस पर जो रोक है वो लगाने से जुड़ा एक निर्देश था जो हाई कोर्ट की तरफ से लिया गया था, और सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने अब इस पूरे मामले में अपनी तरफ से फैसला लगाकर फैसला देकर रोक लगा दी है। तो ये एक महत्वपूर्ण फैसला है। सरकार ने अपना पक्ष रखा। तमाम जो अलग अलग जगह के मदरसों से जुड़े हुए ट्रस्ट थे, संगठन थे, वो कोर्ट पहुंचे थे, और इस कड़ी में कोर्ट ने एक नियत समय तय किया हुआ है कि जिस दिन इस पर जो फाइनल ऑर्डर है वो दिया जाएगा। तो तमाम ये निर्देश हैं जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट की तरफ से दिए गए हैं। उत्तर प्रदेश में मदरसों में जो फंड्स सरकार की तरफ से मिलते हैं शिक्षा के लिए, उससे जुड़ा हुआ ये एक महत्वपूर्ण फैसला है।
राइट, लेकिन ये भी मैं दर्शकों को बताइए कि एग्जैक्टली ये मदरसा एजुकेशन एक्ट क्या है, और जो कम से कम 17 लाख जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं, छात्र हैं, उन पर किस तरह से असर पड़ता है, किस तरह की एक तरह से जो है यहाँ पर रिलीफ मिल रही है।
देखिए, आर्थिक मदद सरकार की तरफ से जो कानून है उसके तहत की जाती है तमाम मदरसों की, जिसमें जो तनख्वाहें हैं, जो मूलभूत सुविधाएं हैं, उनसे जुड़ी हुई आर्थिक मदद सरकार की तरफ से मदरसों की जाती है। उसको लेकर 2004 से जुड़ा ये जो कानून है उसको लेकर हाईकोर्ट की तरफ से फैसला लिया गया था, जिसमें एक पिटिशनर कोर्ट जाकर ये बात कही थी कि जिस तरीके से ये चीजें की जा रही हैं कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनली वो सही नहीं है। हाईकोर्ट ने इसके ऊपर ऑर्डर दिया था। सरकार इसमें कोर्ट जाने की, जो इस मामले के मंत्री हैं ओम प्रकाश राजभर ने, उन्होंने रिपब्लिक को जानकारी दी थी कि हाईकोर्ट के फैसले के खिलाफ वो लोग कोर्ट जाएंगे। उससे उस प्रक्रिया के होने से पहले ही तमाम जो ये ट्रस्ट है, तमाम जो संगठन है, वो सुप्रीम कोर्ट पहुंचते हैं, सुप्रीम कोर्ट में अपना पक्ष रखते हैं। सुप्रीम कोर्ट उनकी बात को सुनने के बाद अपनी तरफ से रोक का फैसला सुनाता है। और अब जो ये लाखों की तादाद में विद्यार्थी हैं, जिस जगह पर वो पढ़ते हैं, जो सुविधाएं, जो फंड सरकार की तरफ से उनको दिए जाते हैं, वो तमाम फंड उसी अवस्था में उनको मिलते रहेंगे। इस रोक के बाद सुप्रीम कोर्ट की ये चीजें स्पष्ट होती दिखाई देती है।
All right, thank you so much for joining us with those details, Ajay. So that's a big update. We have Supreme Court staying the Allahabad High Court decision on the UP Madrasa Act. Remember, on 22nd of March, the Allahabad High Court had ruled that the Uttar Pradesh Board of Madrasa Education Act 2004 is unconstitutional and infringes upon the principle of secularism. But now, after the Supreme Court's move, we have to see, wait and watch what happens next. But right now, let's shift focus to some other stories. In fact, we have more breaking developments coming in right now. The Congress on Friday, that is today, Congress has released its manifesto, the Nyay Patra for the 2024 Lok Sabha election, and it has proposed scrapping of the Agni Veer scheme. And this is the latest update we have right now. The Congress's manifesto lays emphasis on Panch Nyay, 5 Nyay, 5 pillars of justice, includes Yuva Nyay, Nari Nyay, Kisan Nyay, Shramik Nyay, Hissedari Nyay, as well as guarantees made by the people, made by it to the people. And one highlight of this is that the scrapping of Agni Veer scheme. So that's the All right. We have been joined by Major General A.K. Sivach, the defense expert, on the phone line right now. Major General Sivach, this is what the Congress party has proposed in its manifesto. It has clearly been opposing the Agniveer scheme. Time and again, we've seen a massive opposition from the Congress party with regards to the scheme. But how do you react to this, promising the scrapping away of the Agniveer scheme?
If you scrap Agniveer scheme, that may be not a correct step, in the sense that this scheme has been made with the two purposes. One is to reduce the minimum age of, or the average age of the Jawans, which is as on today 32, to reduce to 26, 27. What was a recommendation of Subramaniam committee to make you young and fit. And the second thing is to save more money for modernization. So in case you remove this Agniveer scheme, it will have an adverse effect. But what needs to be done on the present Agniveer scheme, which is there, it also needs correction. 2-3 things which I feel should be done. One is this 25% is too less of those who will be taken as a regular soldier. They should be increased to minimum 50%. And the second thing is those who are released after 5 years or 4 years, basically, then, their notification should be given that they will be taken in either in CAPF or in Coast Guard. That should be done in writing, because otherwise what will happen is after 4 years, they will be not getting any job. This may not be a correct action. Third thing is, those Agniveers for 4 years, if they become a battle casualty or they become a casualty, they lose their life, they must get all those facilities which a normal soldier get it. That has to be done, because otherwise you cannot differentiate between two types of soldier, Agniveer and regular soldier. And third thing is that you should treat this for 4 to 5 years. This scheme should be basically you can say a scheme which can have a change. It should be a pilot scheme. I suppose the government has already given sort of assurance that whatever are the shortcomings, we will try to change. But scrapping this scheme may not be a correct action. What it needs is correction in this. And I suppose the present government has already given assurance that possibly from 25%, they may make it 50% absorption. And also for those people, Agniveer, which are there for 4 years, and in case they become a casualty, they should be treated at par with the regular soldier. I think that is a step in the right direction, should be done. And third thing which I feel is that whosoever then come out from as Agniveer to the environment, he's well trained, well motivated. Why should he not be directly taken in CAPF? Why a notification should be issued so that, the person is already trained. You will not have to spend money on his training. He is well motivated and he will fit in CAPF, rather than he is finding out himself, which may not happen. Because as we see a competitive world, anyone who has stayed for 4 years in Indian Army, and if you have to search for a job, may not be a correct step. I suppose the present government has already given assurance that we will treat this as a pilot project, and in case there is a requirement of carrying out some modification, we will do it. I suppose the government should sincere to do it, but scrapping this Agniveer scheme again may not be a correct step, because after all it has got certain good points. 2 good points which I earlier narrated. One is reducing the average age of a Jawan, which was 30 to 33 years, to 25, 26, to make Indian Army age profile young. And the second thing is save more money, because you will have to spend less money for your basically people retiring as a pension. You can use that money for modernization. So therefore there are benefits of Agniveer scheme, but what it needs is some correction, which the present government, I suppose, is very keen to do it after the pilot project, and after they feel it is required. I suppose first thing which they need to do is to increase this vacancy from 25% to 50% at the earliest, which will send a very, very good message to the environment.
But the message that is being sent out by the opposition time and again with regards to the Agniveer scheme, Major General Sivach, is that this is something that compromises on national security, because we are talking about the poll manifesto and why, what we can understand from this is that what I infer is that if you see what Jairam Ramesh in the past has posted on social media, or even Mallikarjun Kharge, the Congress president, going on writing a letter to Draupadi Murmu, the president of India, that this must be rolled back, that this is a gross injustice to the youth of the country, to the young aspirants in the army. And also Jairam Ramesh went on to say that this compromises on a national security, and also his words say that this is demoralizing the armed forces. How do you react to this? And henceforth they come up with this idea that they will scrap the Agniveer scheme.
As far as basically that the Jawans which are joining the Agni scheme, they are very well motivated. In fact, the training standard of Agniveer is gone higher than what it was earlier. They are more technically qualified. They are more motivated. There is no denying on that issue. But what it needs to be done is that so far that Agniveer scheme has not been completely rolled down, in the sense that 4 years have not passed by. As on today, everyone thinks that he will be out of those 25%. But after 4 years, when 25% will be absorbed and 75% will go to the environment, so that will be the acid test of the scheme. How this 75% is going to be absorbed in Central Armed Police Force or other government agency. So that's the main issue. What we are trying to convey is, do not scrap the scheme. Carry out certain modification and correction and make it more lucrative. That is the requirement of day. I fully agree on one issue. Accepting or absorbing only 25% back in the system is slightly less, because 75% are going. Increase it to 50%. And also the second point which I told, that in first 4 years, if the Agniveer also become a battle casualty, or he loses his life, sacrifice his life for the nation, he must get all those benefits which a regular soldier get. The government of the day has already given a sort of undertaking or understanding that they are going to carry out certain changes if required. I suppose they will do it, but scrapping the scheme may not be a correct step, because after all it has got 2-3 advantages which are big advantages. One is reducing the age profile of the Indian Army, which was 32-33 in Kargil war. It was realized the younger the soldier, the fitter age. Now it will reduce to 25-26. Now the soldier will be more technically qualified. Third thing is that the burden on the pension will reduce, and due to which you will have more money on your capital, and where you can now devote your money on modernization of defense forces. So I suppose the scheme has got its good points, but what it needs is some modification so that it becomes equally lucrative, and the environment take it positively. I suppose that is a requirement of the day. Scrapping of the scheme, I don't think is a correct action, but carrying out a modification is, I suppose, a positive and correct action.